Hey y'all, it's Hope from digthegoodlife.com, and today I thought I'd take you along with me while I get some of my seeds started for my garden inside. It's the middle of March, and it's a good time to start doing this right now where I live. A good way to know what is a good variety to start inside is just simply by the seed packet. A lot of them will say direct sow, and that means that you're just going to place the seed in the soil straight outside in your garden after the last frost date usually. So just check the back of your seed packet, and if it suggests to start it indoors, then that means that you will get a quicker yield out in your garden. You will get blooms quicker in the summer, and you will be able to be picking your vegetables sooner. I have 4 different types of zinnias here. All those I'm going to start inside. And zinnias do great direct sown outside also, but they'll just bloom later in the summer. So I'll probably start a bunch inside and get some really nice blooms earlier. And with zinnias, they'll pretty much bloom all till first frost in the fall. So as long as you're picking them, they're going to keep growing and keep blooming. So that's one of the great things about zinnias. I have a few new varieties this year that I've never tried, so we'll just cross our fingers and see how it goes. I have an amaranth, and I've never grown that before. It says to start indoors 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. I have a poor man's orchid. It's a new to me variety that also says to start indoors 6 to 8 weeks. A larkspur. This says that you can plant them in the late fall, early spring outside, or start them 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. And then I have cosmos. Cosmos is another one. It does really good if you just plant it straight outside, but there again I will get blooms faster this summer if I go ahead and start it now. So I'm going to do that. I love cosmos, and I love bringing them inside in bouquets, so I want to be doing that all summer long. And then I have this little, it's like a miniature teeny tiny tomato, like a grape tomato. It's called a currant red. This one I actually got from Floret with the rest of my flower seeds because they really like it in bouquets. And I wanted to try it for that. I think that would be really cool. How pretty would that be? These little teeny tiny tomato vines hanging over the edge of a bouquet. I think that'd be really pretty. Plus, of course, I want to eat them too. Then I have a Mountain Princess tomato. It's more of a standard tomato that I'm going to try. I've never tried the Mountain Princess variety. Tomatoes are a really good thing to start inside. Then I have lovage and chamomile. I've never grown either of them from seed, and I'm hearing that they might not be an easy thing to grow from seed. So it's an experiment, as all of gardening is, right? So that's what I'm going to be planting today. This year I'm planting in these trays with these cells. I've done everything you can possibly think of. I've planted in styrofoam cups and paper cups and placed them in a metal, like a disposable aluminum cooking tray. That works pretty well. I've used newspaper, folded up newspaper pots. Did not like that at all. Don't recommend that. I've done toilet paper roll pots. Did not like that either. I've tried peat pots. They're expensive and I'm not crazy about them, but they're one of the better options. So this year I'm going to go back to the tray. What I would recommend doing is to use something to mark. You're going to want to mark your pots and your seeds, because right after you plant them, and even when they're small, most likely you're not going to know what they are exactly, especially if you have several varieties of the same type of thing, several tomatoes, several different, zinnias or whatever. You're going to want to mark them, and you're going to want to mark them in the garden once you put them out. So what I typically use are popsicle sticks. These are actually like the larger size, like craft. You can find these in the craft section at Walmart or wherever. Then I am going to pre-moisten my seed starting mix. I like to buy this. I've bought this brand forever and ever and ever. This is from Walmart, and it's like $5 a bag, I think, and it's organic. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's super, super dry, and so if you put super, super dry soil into your little teeny tiny pots, and then put your seeds in super dry soil, and then try to water it, it can be a little difficult. The water doesn't want to absorb very well. It kind of just beads up and sits on the top. So what I like to do is either in the bag or in a bucket. I'm probably going to use this bucket. I'm just going to dump some in there, some water in there, and just get right in there with my hands and make sure that the soil is nice and moistened before I put it in my pots. Yeah, it's really dry, so I'm glad I went ahead and did this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Dirt. I love it. I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. It actually takes more than you might think it would. So I think this is pretty good. Alright. Now, since my hands are already gunky, I'm just going to go ahead and fill her up. The soil will settle over time, and also with watering it will settle, so you want to give it a couple taps and make sure you're filling up really well, especially when you're using such tiny little pots like this. You want as much soil as will go in there. Alright, there we go. That'll do it. Now, I think I will do zinnias. So when you are ready to plant your seeds, you're going to want to check what this says. If it specifies how deep to plant the seed, if this says 1/4 of an inch, okay, so you're not going to want to stick them down very far. You're going to want to plant more than one seed per pot. So in case one does not germinate, so to be safe with the zinnias, I'm going to put 2 seeds in per pot. So I'm going to do 2 seeds per spot. I'm going to gently cover them up. A little pat, and then I'm going to mark them. Right away I'm going to mark them because I'll forget. And I'm going to stick it right in there. So that whole row I'll know is that variety. And I'm going to continue on. I'll probably do another row for the pink, a row of purple, and I might do 2 rows of the mix just to make sure I get a good selection of all the different colors in the mix. And when I am completely finished, I will give this a nice, thorough, gentle watering. We You want to make sure that your seeds stay moist. The key is good lighting. Putting this in the windowsill or, you know, out on the kitchen table next to a window is just not going to cut it. They really need really bright direct light. And so I'll show you my setup. So here's my little laundry room. I usually have my ironing board placed right there, but I stood it up, got it out of the way so that for a couple months I can have my seed sprouting in here. So it works well because we bought these shop lights and the fluorescent bulbs. There's 2 bulbs per shop light, and they hang really nicely from little chains and little S-hooks from the shelving unit. I will be lowering these lights. They need to be very, very close over top of the sprouts. Way, way down, like here. And then as the sprouts grow, I will inch the light up. So something to look out for when you're sprouting seeds. They kind of just look like they're all stem, and they sort of get real tall and then they kind of flop over. You don't want them to get leggy. That means that they don't have enough light. And that's what happens usually in a windowsill. So if they start to get leggy, they need more light. So lower your light even closer. Right on top of them is okay. And they need like a full day's worth of light. So when you get up in the morning, plug your light in and then unplug it, you know, after supper time or when the sun starts to sort of peter out in the evening, unplug it. You don't want to leave the light on them 24 hours a day. They need a rest just like we do. So here it is plugged in with the lights turned on. So they're actually getting some nice sunlight in the room from the window, but their main light is going to be coming from the shop lights. So once your seeds sprout, most of these pots will have 2 sprouts in them. So let them grow for, you know, a few days until they're up a little bit, and then look at them and decide which one looks the healthiest, the biggest to you, and take a pair of small scissors and real carefully clip that other one right off at the soil. I learned this from Rainbow Gardens. Her channel has so many great gardening videos, and always in the past I would pull that one out, but she says that clipping it is better because you're not disturbing their little root systems, and I thought that made a lot of sense. So I do that now. I'm just gonna clip off the extra one. You only want 1 seedling per pot. Look for a fluorescent bulb that is full spectrum. The plants need the balance of cool and warm light, and I've been told that a regular fluorescent light probably will not work as well. So you don't necessarily have to buy a fancy schmancy expensive, you know, plant grow light system. You can just buy basic fluorescent light bulbs at Lowe's or Home Depot. Get a shop light fixture, and then just make sure that your bulbs say for plant growth, or they can also say aquarium bulbs, and that way you'll know that they are full spectrum and that they will give the plants the type of light that is good for them. And I also did a video a few weeks ago called my seed order, my spring seed order. So if you're interested in seeing where I got my seeds from this year and what types of plants I'm going to grow and what varieties I picked, you can go check out that blog post. And there's a video here on YouTube also. So all of that will be down in the description below. And if you like these types of videos and want to see more about simple and creative home life, wholesome food, and handmade projects, then please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up on this video so I know that you like what I'm doing. Thanks for stopping by today, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.